Well, welcome to Behind the Uranium Curtain. I'm Idaho Lorax, and we have a bunch of things to share with you today. A lot of catching up to do in this community. It's election year. It's time for maybe this community may turn around. Like some people are hoping this whole country may turn around, or go into the gutters, so to speak, or into the tomb. So we got a number of issues in Pocatello we want to address and we want to bring up and make sure people are much more aware of them. In fact, basically, issues that have been expressed in the community, issues that have been denied, issues that have been covered up, issues that have been utilizing the policy do not tell. So this is the kinds of issues we deal with here. But I want to give you a little example right now with issues regarding what we call elderly abuse in our community. Do we have elderly abuse in our community? Of course we have elderly abuse in our community. A lot of communities do, but where are we in the scale of rating from 1 to 10? Are you a 1? Are you closer to a 10? For those involved in it, it's the shits, okay? Oh, sorry, I hope I can say that word. But basically, the runs, okay, it's bad, okay? And of course, we need more collaboration. Things need to turn around, need to change, get HUD involved, get people involved with the people of the sources of the monies. And stop denying. Stop trying to cover up. So here we go. Let's take a look at an interesting clip from our good person and friend for writers of Pocatello and keeping them informed, Gary Kerness. Chronicles of Gary Kerness.
Welcome to the Pocatello Police Department automated answering system. If you have an emergency...
One moment, please.
Dispatch, Rosalind.
Yeah, I was told if I got the license plate of somebody who was shouting profanities at me, I could report it. I would like to do so. This person did it. He said, use profanity in front of me and in front of my caregiver. And I have the license plate.
Okay, we're not going to take a report on that.
Ma'am, I was told exactly the opposite by the police when they were here, when I reported the situation. They said if I got the license plate number, they would take it and investigate. Please put me on this.
Okay, who was the officer and where did they respond?
They came out a few weeks ago when I reported this, my concerns about this. They said it was freedom of speech, but if I got the license plate number, they would take it. I got the plate number.
Okay, what's the plate number?
1RW3024. It was a truck.
1R as in Robert, W3024.
Truck.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what state is it?
I think it was Idaho, I believe.
That doesn't sound like an Idaho plate.
I'm not sure what state it was, but that was the plate number.
Okay, where did officers come out when you talked to them before?
They came out to the site. They came out to see me.
Okay, where did they come out to see you? Because I need to look up that report.
It was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I'm not really...
Okay, where did they talk to you at?
It was South Benton, and it was East Benton and South Fork.
And what is your name?
Gary Kerness.
Okay, I'll pass that information on to them.
I'm sure you could track it. There can't be too many plates with a truck that have that.
Well, there are 50 states, so
yeah,
it might take a while.
Well, yeah, I understand, but you have the database. I'm sure you could look it up.
I'm sure. Thank you, Gary. I'll pass it on to the officer.
Thank you very much. It was not a Pride of Hope plate, so you're right. Thank you.
Yeah, well, interesting. A little example of abuse in our community. Yeah, like people are coming from all over the 50 states to harass a person in a quadriplegic in a wheelchair. Yeah, that sounds like a good tourist thing for Pocatello. Let's go to Pocatello, Idaho, and harass some handicap on the street corner. Yeah, that's Pocatello's kind of flavor here. Yeah, 50 states giving me the issue of not being able to handle it, cover the issues, investigate, That's the dilemma a lot of people in our community have, not just people with, say, less financial resources, but people in disadvantaged situations like Gary. Gary's a champion as far as some of us are concerned in the free speech arena. People say, well, is he protesting? And what's Gary doing? Well, Gary is trying to stand up for rights. As he used to say, I don't need a sign, quote. I just need to be there that people can see that there are problems in this community. There are problems. Sounds like a little statement out of V for Vendetta. There's something wrong with this community. I'll let you fill in the blanks, but if you still have any information on this, please call. The number is 234-6288. I'm taking calls at the end, but we'd love information on that vehicle. Obviously, Gary doesn't drive and is not very familiar with Idaho plates. And usually there's the county designation on the front, which I'm sure Gary was not all that aware of what that is, or maybe not missed that, because a lot of states don't do that still. They just have the number, and that's been traditionally the case anyways, a lot of places in the country. Putting the county, that's something that Idaho does, that's for sure. And that helps in narrowing down information given on a vehicle. But let's take another look at Gary here. Gary's an unusual character, but an informed, intelligent person who's good in a courtroom, knows his law, knows his rights, knows rights of aging people and handicapped. So let's take a look at a person that I admire. Well, I enjoy that little piece there. That's quite informative for a short little clip. Of course, there's a lot more information. There's a whole series of Gary Kerness called the Chronicles of Gary Kerness. Gary's an avid writer. Pretty much he talks into things that do the typing for him for the most part, but he's a good person of expressing himself, and he does a very thorough job. So we need more advocates like that coming out, standing up for things, even people running for office here, which handicapped people have done in this community, not just for their own self-esteem, but the fact that there are issues that need to be addressed for handicapped and disadvantaged and elderly in our community. So let's take a look at the issue which I call rights abuse. Of course, for people who do not know, the case of City of Pocatello, Brian Blad versus Idaho Lorax, of course, was the winner is rights. In other words, I'm right here. I'm at the station. I have been stalled on using the station even after the abuse, but tremendous gross abuse, and we hope to be sharing some of those highlights from that trial and some of those issues coming up. You see how politics works behind the doors, I should say, sometimes, but as it happens to anybody, it doesn't matter if it's me, it's a woman, it's a handicapped person, it's a person of color, person of gender issues. So here's going to take a look at what we consider a woman patriot, who the city modified things because, what are we going to say? I create jobs, and others that support what we do. We notify, we expose things, and then government spends money on it to try to fix it or get them to make themselves look good. Take a great example, look at the streets of Pocatello. That's all you got to do is expose the corruption, and boy, a lot of your taxpayers get spent. Your taxpayers' money gets spent, though it could have been done from FMC Corporation, billions of dollars, but hey, it's easier to bleed your pocket than it is FMC, I guess. That's politics terms, or who knows how that really works. Want to know sometimes? Let's talk about it. Give me a call, because actually I do know how it works. So, we want to take a look at the woman patriot. Maybe you've seen her around. She's got a voice, and it's important to have a voice. So here we go, woman patriot. Yes, we have Nikki JSON there, banned from all properties in the city of Pocatello. And knowing the way they do things around here, I think that includes the police station, public libraries, parks, streets, really, too. I've been through that with them, too. Probably, of course, sidewalks are right away of the private owners, but getting from one corner to the next when you have to cross the street is a little difficult. You know, I've considered pole vaulting. That's a good way, but that's a long jump unless you got a good running start. I tried a thing called ride a bicycle. Like, I'm not on the street, the bike is. And so that way, I guess I can move around, maybe go to the store or a restaurant and be able to eat, you know, some of those basic, human rights, like eating or going to a movie or, hey, going to the university, anything like that. But Nikki is banned. And the monkey trial took place because they were trying to improve their view. But the people who are banning it were the ones doing the trial. And that's the foxes running the hen house, that's for sure. So obviously not everybody likes what Nikki has to say because Nikki has been involved and she has her concerns and she has her issues with the church, advocate, what you call pioneer traditional Mormon, LDS woman, but there's the strikes against her right there. She's a woman, an LDS woman, and speaking about issues about the church. Hey, not the first time. I got a whole list of people excommunicated from the LDS Church. But we got more coming up here. We want to take a look at other issues going on in our community. I probably won't get to the health issues today, but maybe I will, or partly, or maybe bring it back again because safety and health is something I'm really concerned about. So I want you to take a gander at this here. There it is. I can talk about this for hours here, really. There it is. Welcome to Pocashima. This is the Alameda stake right there. That's Tendoy School. And that's the parking lot right next to the two of them, adjacent to the school, city at Alameda and Jefferson. Well, I think, Alameda, Jefferson, and whatever other roads are there. So here we are, situation. Had a little trial, had a little issue, tried to expose you. People are tracking in uranium constantly. This is measured in sieverts here. This is the materials that the children bring into that school. Anybody who parks in that parking lot brings into the school, especially on their shoes and their clothes. hopefully the custodial people are doing overtime to keep that uranium level and materials down, because it's not the sense of the sieverts you're getting from gamma radiation. It's those little particles. The thing that each little particle contains zillions and zillions of alpha, beta emitting, cancer causing isotopes. Yes, dangerous stuff. Gives you cancer, gives you leukemias, gives you rare cancers you wouldn't believe, because we're the center of rare cancers here, because we are behind the uranium curtain. We are living with uranium. And this is just people that work for Safecast, helping out in our community here, letting people know, and more people help trying to get government change around, like it says there. Do we care about protecting our children and our future? I guess what's the answer is no. Not the city government, not the school district, not the LDS stakes. Actually, the school district is one of the ones that's taking the uranium signs when they were up there. It's taking them down. Not Mark Nye. He works for FMC. He's one of the people that you voted in to keep yourself living with uranium. They're the protectors of FMC and FMC's billions of dollars that we want for cleanup. Okay, but no, we'll just bleed you and your tax dollars in this community. Yep. Let me see. Nani Lane Smith, she's been in that office how many years? Never done a thing, and knows about it, just like Roy Lacey before him. But I ran against Roy Lacey. They manipulated that thing to try to get me out of that picture, and of course then he didn't want to face me, of course. And that case with Nye is still not resolved. People need to see, and you will be seeing, the 68 pages of my deposition that was put in the Senate floor in Idaho. Nobody reported on that. Nobody reported that I submitted 68 pages of deposition for corruption and issues here in Pocatello. No, well, anyways, what about our Department of Environmental Quality here? Heck no, not that either. What quality? No, they are controlled by Boise for the most part. But yeah, they all know. That's the issue. They all know. What about Idaho State University? Yeah, Idaho State University. They all know too. In fact, there's uranium on all four sides of the university, and you'll be seeing that soon too. There, University Zone 3. I am actually in Zone 2, sitting in Pocatello main office. There are millions of tons, sure, around me here. Of course, and there's Zone 1, which includes Chubnoble, Chubbuck, and, of course, the northern part of Idaho, or Pocatello Valley. So unless you want it cleaned up, I suggest you pack up and get your buyout and sell your property to the EPA and leave. Or try to get them to clean it up. But I'm getting frustrated. I'd rather just have everybody get a new town. That would be cool. I should have left my little stay pad there longer so it doesn't die so quickly. Anyways, the university, just another player in the game. So don't trust the EPA, not the Western office. They get their information from the city rather than accept the ones that we submitted because they don't want it public either. So let's get this town changing this year. Let's get it cleaned up. Let's go for the $1 billion in cleanup. And not everybody lives in uranium in Pocatello. Mostly those up on the mountains and what's that did, the Satisfield Division, Mount Olympus, and all those. The Bannock County Fairgrounds, all that area, the non-wellness center, those are the areas there's a lot of uranium materials in loose powder form that are deadly. So hopefully you won't spend too much time at those locations, especially on windy days. It's safe in the wintertime. Safe in times like that. I'll be bringing you more information on how to remove toxic heavy metals. It's called Ludd's disease. Ludd's disease. And that is uranium heavy metals and all the problems heavy metals cause in your body. So that's beyond the fact that they're radioactive isotope particle emitters that are giving you cancer, and it's just everything else to do with them. They're all through you. Anyways, hopefully you'll have some fun with it. Let's take a look at where we're going next here. Got a little thing, because my concern here is school. So let's take a look at a little update on Alameda School and Idaho State University as well. Behind the uranium curtain. I was confused. That picture is up on this video. Oh, but things they give me, don't tell me. Okay. Here it comes. Here it comes. Uranium and schools. Children. The uranium materials, people disturbing it, people not watching the sign there. Children, your children, being contaminated. No trespassing. Look at the people parking in this parking lot still all year round. Oh, last 2 years. Disturbing this uranium deposit here. The Idaho City States Organization also covering it up. All you had to do is put with this no trespassing sign a uranium warning sign. And I bet that would keep people out. But no, you don't believe in this Pocatello government. You don't believe in telling your populace that you're supposed to represent. You don't believe in telling the parents of the children in School District 25. You cover up, you hide, and you do not tell. Okay, let's see if I can get an interview with Brian Blatt here. There's Brian here, first entering the site here. Testimony on this Alameda Jefferson intersection here. The one that is a good project, if only they clean it up properly with the EPA assistance. So Brian, can I get your comments about the EPA is cleaning up the site before we do this? Brian, please? Please? Oh, look at this. Hannah's not doing her job. Uranium materials washing into the street and washing into the gutter right in front of the warehouse. Oh, and Idaho State University. Oh yeah, here's Idaho State University. Lots of uranium near Idaho State University. College of Engineering and Engineering Research. Well, I guess they don't have a Geiger counter because they could research that. Wow, this is Idaho State University. College of Engineering. Oh, isn't there a lot of those students that left the university here because they were engineers and they knew about Geiger counters? And where were they from? Saudi Arabia? Kuwait? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Measurement and Control Engineering Research Center. And they got uranium all around it? Whoa. Now that tells you something about an education here at Idaho State University. Cover up and do not tell. Uranium materials washing into the streets. Idaho State University. And our neighborhood here, this is Bremer neighborhood. Lots and lots of uranium materials in powdered loose form. All right, now it's being placer mining. Yeah, coming. Pan for uranium. Well, I don't know what to say on that. Apologize for that little glitch at the beginning. Very informative piece, though. Yes, and the university measurement technology division or whatever gets abandoned. Maybe not. That was probably it was a day it was closed. But anyways, that's the situation we have. That's called behind the uranium curtain. That's living with uranium. That's do not tell. That's cover up. That's misleading people and students and their parents that send their children to this university. What can I say? I'm for the university, but I'm not for their cover up. And I am not for denying people, and I am concerned of everyone at that university that has uranium on all four sides on what happens to the people that get contaminated when they leave the campus. Not everybody can live on campus. And of course, then the wind blows, and then what do you do? So let me see. And I know I'm not going to get to the health effects, so there's no curing issues coming at you today, other than maybe focus on cleanup, focus on telling the truth out there, focus on getting yourself your own Geiger counters. B-Geigers are the best right now. Bluetooth, uploading, GPS. Get your Geiger counters. I ain't letting you borrow mine. I told you for too long, get your own Geiger counters. You want to live safe in this community, you better have a Geiger counter. And actually an RID, a radioisotopic identifier, that'll just pin it into your yard or anywhere, you'll know what it's there. So you know when people are property dumping and dumping crap on your property. Well, there's other ways of cleaning things. Let's take a look at vacuum technology. You know, like I say, uranium's at the doorway at City Hall here, because not everybody cleans corners, you know. Same with Idaho State Journal, right there in their windowsills, you know. So here we go. Take a look. Probably wrap up the show here. How to protect yourself. Oh, shit!
Je ne cherche pas à comprendre.
Okay, take your pick. I'm sure one or more of these vacuums can be adapted or might have already been used to suck up uranium particles, uranium ore dust from around Talus areas, even maybe around Pocatello. You'd be surprised how many people have been saved their lives from a vacuum cleaner or vacuum up their homes in Pocatello and Chubbuck, especially Chubbuck. That's all you need sometimes to make have a few extra years on your life. Get a vacuum. Those particles from getting in your lungs. Yes, come get your new vacuum. We're looking at coming out with a new line of vacuums with little Geiger counters attached. Make sure you get every little speck of uranium dust and thorium and all the other contaminants in the nuclear decay chain. Yes, get your vacuum today and start saving lives.
Je ne cherche pas à comprendre.
Oh yeah, here we go. Corner of 2nd Street and I can't remember. But obviously there are people who live right next door downwind on the alleyway here. If you want to know where this is, I'm sorry to say, well, isn't that the Museum of Clean? Yes, Don Hazlett's Museum of Clean. Hopefully Don will realize someday we forgot to clean this up area here and other parts of town. So, not that it's Don's fault whatsoever. Don's a good guy. But here's another contamination site, a large